We're embarking on a fascinating journey into the realm of spirituality and anger. Get ready because we're about to uncover some profound insights that might just change the way you view this powerful emotion. Imagine anger as an unexpected guest knocking at your door. Do you slam the door shut or do you invite it in for a cup of tea? Spirituality suggests the latter. It's about acknowledging that anger is just a part of the emotional landscape, neither friend nor foe. Now picture having a remote control for your emotions. With mindfulness and presence as your trusty co-hosts, you can hit the pause button on your anger, giving yourself a chance to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Let's dive deeper into the power of mindfulness and presence. Picture a serene lake on a calm morning, reflecting the world around it with perfect clarity. That's the essence of mindfulness, cultivating a stillness within ourselves that allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. Practices like meditation provide us with the tools to anchor ourselves in the present moment, like dropping an anchor into the depths of our consciousness. With each breath, we draw ourselves closer to the here and now, creating a space of stillness amidst the chaos of our minds. When it comes to anger, mindfulness acts as a gentle hand, guiding us through the storm. Instead of getting swept up in the whirlwind of our emotions, we can step back and observe them from a place of calm awareness. It's like watching clouds drift across the sky, knowing that they will eventually pass. By being present with our anger, we open ourselves up to a world of understanding. We can explore its depths, uncovering the hidden triggers and wounds that lie beneath the surface. Like archaeologists excavating ancient ruins, we dig deeper into the layers of our psyche, unraveling the tangled threads of our emotions. And in that space of presence, we find the freedom to choose our response. Instead of reacting impulsively like a puppet on strings, we can pause and consider our options. It's like having a toolbox at our disposal, filled with an array of instruments for navigating the complexities of our emotions. Ultimately, mindfulness and presence offer us a sanctuary in the midst of life's storms. They provide us with the clarity and wisdom to navigate the turbulent waters of anger with grace and skill. So let's take a deep breath and dive into the depths of our consciousness, knowing that peace awaits us on the other side. But we're not stopping there. Let's sprinkle in some compassion and empathy. Imagine anger as a wounded animal yowling in pain. Instead of recoiling in fear, spirituality urges us to approach with an outstretched hand and a heart full of understanding. Now let's journey into the heart of compassion and empathy. Imagine a warm embrace that envelops you in a blanket of understanding and kindness. That's the essence of compassion, extending that same tenderness to ourselves and others, especially in moments of anger and turmoil. Spirituality teaches us to see beyond the surface of anger, to look deeper into the well of human experience where pain and unmet needs often dwell. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, revealing the tender core that lies beneath the surface. When we recognize that everyone experiences anger, it becomes easier to respond with empathy rather than judgment. It's like walking a mile in someone else's shoes, feeling the weight of their struggles and the depth of their emotions. And in that space of empathy, we find the seeds of compassion beginning to sprout. Instead of meeting anger with more anger, we can respond with understanding and kindness. It's like offering a soothing balm to a wounded soul, easing their pain and softening their defenses. But compassion isn't just about soothing the wounds of others, it's also about extending that same kindness to ourselves. It's like looking in the mirror and seeing not just our flaws and shortcomings, but also the beauty and resilience that lie within. And as we practice compassion, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves. Like pebbles dropped into a still pond, our acts of kindness send waves of healing out into the world, touching the hearts of all who encounter them. Ultimately, compassion and empathy offer us a pathway to healing and reconciliation. They remind us that beneath the mask of anger lies a vulnerable soul yearning for understanding and connection. So let's open our hearts and embrace the power of compassion, knowing that it has the power to transform even the most tumultuous of emotions. And speaking of understanding, forgiveness takes center stage. Now, forgiveness isn't about waving a magic wand and pretending everything's okay. It's about unshackling yourself from the chains of anger and letting your heart breathe freely once again. Here's a deeper exploration into the realm of forgiveness and letting go. Picture carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks, each rock representing a grudge or resentment you hold on to. As you trudge through life, the weight becomes unbearable, dragging you down into a pit of suffering and despair. Spiritual teachings offer us a lifeline in the form of forgiveness. It's like unzipping that backpack and setting down each rock one by one until all that remains is the lightness of being. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the actions that caused our anger or pretending that they didn't hurt us. It's about releasing the emotional burden associated with them, like cutting the ropes that tether us to the past. But here's the thing, forgiveness isn't just a gift we give to others. It's also a gift we give to ourselves. When we hold on to anger, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. We're the ones who suffer the most, trapped in a prison of our own making. And as we release our grip on anger, we create space for inner peace and freedom to flourish. It's like opening a window and letting in a breath of fresh air, clearing away the stagnant energy that has been weighing us down. But here's the beauty of forgiveness. It's not a one-time event, but a journey of healing and transformation. It's like tending to a garden, nurturing the seeds of forgiveness until they blossom into flowers of compassion and understanding. And as we cultivate forgiveness in our hearts, we pave the way for reconciliation and healing in our relationships. It's like building a bridge over troubled waters, connecting us to others with bonds of love and understanding. Ultimately, forgiveness and letting go offer us a pathway to liberation from the shackles of anger and resentment. They remind us that we have the power to rewrite our story, to release the grip of the past, and embrace the freedom of the present moment. So let's take a deep breath and exhale all that no longer serves us, knowing that forgiveness is not just an act of kindness, but a gift we give to ourselves. But wait, there's more. Anger, when channeled constructively, can be a force for positive change. It's like flipping the switch on a power tool and using it to build something beautiful rather than tear things down. Now let's shine a spotlight on the transformative power of anger. Imagine anger as a fiery furnace blazing with intensity and energy. In its raw form, it can scorch and destroy everything in its path. But when channeled constructively, it becomes a powerful catalyst for change, lighting the way toward a brighter future. Spirituality teaches us that anger is not inherently good or bad, it's simply energy-seeking expression. It's like a wild horse, untamed and unpredictable, yet brimming with potential. The key lies in harnessing that energy and guiding it toward positive action. One way to channel anger constructively is through advocacy for justice. Picture anger as a flame of indignation, burning brightly in the face of injustice. Instead of allowing it to consume us, we can use it as fuel for our passion, driving us to stand up for what is right and just. But advocacy is just one avenue for channeling anger. Setting healthy boundaries is another powerful way to transform anger into positive action. Imagine anger as a fierce guardian protecting the sanctity of our inner world. Instead of lashing out in rage, we can use it as a signal that our boundaries have been crossed and take proactive steps to defend them. Ultimately, it's about harnessing the energy of anger in a way that aligns with our values and spiritual principles. It's like wielding a sword with precision and skill, rather than swinging it wildly and causing harm. By channeling anger constructively, we not only create positive change in the world around us, but also cultivate a sense of empowerment and agency within ourselves. So let's embrace the transformative power of anger, knowing that within its fiery depths lies the potential for profound growth and change. And let's not forget about non-attachment. Picture anger as a wild horse, galloping across the plains. Instead of trying to lasso it and bend it to our will, spirituality suggests we let it roam free and trust that it will eventually find its way back home. Now let's delve into the concept of non-attachment. Picture attachment as a tangled web, weaving itself around our desires and expectations, trapping us in a cycle of longing and disappointment. It's like grasping onto a handful of sand. The tighter we hold on, the more it slips through our fingers. Spirituality teaches us the practice of non-attachment, letting go of our grip on outcomes and surrendering to what is. It's like releasing a helium balloon into the sky, watching it float away into the vast expanse of the universe. Non-attachment doesn't mean we stop caring or become indifferent to the world around us. Instead, it's about cultivating a sense of openness and flexibility, allowing life to unfold organically without trying to force it into a predetermined mold. Attachment to outcomes or expectations often fuels anger. It's like planting seeds in the ground and expecting them to grow according to our timeline and specifications. When things don't go as planned, frustration and anger inevitably arise, like weeds choking the life out of our carefully cultivated garden. But by practicing non-attachment, we create space for acceptance and peace to take root. It's like tilling the soil of our minds, loosening the grip of attachment and allowing the seeds of serenity to flourish. By detaching from specific outcomes, we free ourselves from the burden of expectation and open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. Non-attachment doesn't mean we become passive bystanders in our own lives. On the contrary, it empowers us to take action from a place of inner alignment rather than external pressure. It's like riding the waves of life with grace and ease rather than struggling against the current and exhausting ourselves in the process. Ultimately, non-attachment offers us a pathway to freedom from the shackles of anger and frustration. It's like stepping into the flow of life, trusting that whatever comes our way is exactly what we need for our growth and evolution. So let's embrace the practice of non-attachment, knowing that within its gentle embrace lies the key to true peace and contentment. Ultimately, spirituality guides us toward inner peace and balance, offering practices and teachings that help us navigate the complexities of anger with wisdom and compassion. Picture inner peace as a tranquil pond, reflecting the beauty of the surrounding landscape with perfect clarity. It's like finding a quiet oasis amidst the chaos of life, a sanctuary where we can rest and recharge our weary souls. Spirituality aims to cultivate this inner peace and balance within us. It's like tending to a garden, nurturing the seeds of serenity and harmony until they bloom into a beautiful tapestry of tranquility. By integrating spiritual practices into our daily lives, we create a sacred space within ourselves where peace can take root and flourish. But inner peace isn't just a destination, it's a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, uncovering the truth of who we are beneath the masks we wear. As we delve deeper into the depths of our being, we discover a wellspring of peace and joy that flows freely from within. One of the keys to cultivating inner peace is through the practice of mindfulness. It's like taming the wild horses of our thoughts, gently guiding them back to the present moment whenever they stray. By anchoring ourselves in the here and now, we create a refuge from the storm of our emotions, a safe harbor where we can weather life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. And as we cultivate inner peace, we find that anger loses its grip on us. It's like shining a light into the darkness, illuminating the shadows of our unconscious mind and dissolving the power they hold over us. With each breath, we release the tension and resistance that keep us trapped in the cycle of anger and frustration, allowing peace to flow freely through us like a gentle breeze. Ultimately, inner peace and balance offer us a pathway to greater emotional resilience and equanimity. It's like building a sturdy bridge that spans the turbulent waters of life, allowing us to navigate its twists and turns with grace and ease. By integrating spiritual practices into our daily lives, we create a foundation of peace and stability that anchors us in the midst of life's storms. So let's embrace the journey toward inner peace and balance, knowing that within its depths lies the key to true happiness and fulfillment. In essence, spirituality offers us a roadmap for navigating the turbulent waters of anger with grace and wisdom. By integrating these teachings into our lives, we can cultivate greater peace and harmony within ourselves and in our relationships. So here's to embracing our anger, not as an enemy to be vanquished, but as a wise teacher guiding us toward greater understanding and compassion. Cheers to the journey ahead!